Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I am so sorry I can't be with you today. I have to stay home with my 5 year old, but hopefully, if everything is okay, she and I will be back in the classroom Tuesday, hopefully. So, anyway, um, yeah, just some housekeeping reminders. Stay at your seat, stay at your assigned seat. Um, I sent a copy of the seat chart to the sub, so make sure that you are in your assigned seat for safety and health precautionary measures. Okay. Okay. So today's work can be found in your OneNote under Chapter Two. I labeled it Sub, Solve, and Graph Multi-Step Inequalities. I will be going over the first four examples before you do your work. So go ahead and prepare your notebook and write the examples down before you start working. Okay, I'll give you about a few seconds to get your notebook while I set up my screen as well. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we're going to study how to solve and graph multi-step inequalities. So I'm going to do the first one right here, which is 5x. Hang on. Okay, so I have 5x minus 12 is less than or equal to 3x minus 4. Okay, pardon my handwriting on the screen. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is to collect like terms together, right? So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. There you go. And then 5x minus 3x will get 2x. Take away 12 is less than or equal to. These two will cancel. You have the negative 4. Okay, and then after that, we can add 12 to both sides to collect the constants. And what will we get? 2x is less than or equal to positive 8 because you subtract them because they have different signs. So when you divide both sides by 2, you get x is less than or equal to 4. And how do we graph this one? So when you graph that, always put your 0, your number. That's going to be a solid circle, right? Because it has a bar underneath. And this is pointing to the variable, so it's going to go to the left. And when you write that in interval notation, it means you put a bracket of 4. Oops, I wrote it wrong. Okay. So you put a bracket of 4 because it's a solid dot, it has an equal sign. Oh, my bad. I was writing it correctly the first time. Yeah. So 4 and then comma, negative infinity. There you go. It's from negative infinity to positive 4 because it's starting from the left side all the way to 4. All right, so that's how you solve and graph and write it in interval notation. Okay, so let me erase this so we can have space for the next one. It's just slower to erase than to write. Okay, so next one. I got 2 parentheses k minus 5 is less than 2k plus 5. Oh, let's see what's going to happen here. So first, we distribute the 2 over k minus 5, right? So we get 2k minus 10 is less than 2k plus 5. They kind of look similar. Yeah, they both have 2k. Well, let's see. Since they both have 2k, we can subtract 2k from both sides. Oh, and what's going to happen? So these two will cancel out because that's a 0 pair. These two will also cancel out. Now what do we have left? We have negative 10 is less than 5. No more variable. Is this something we can graph? Well, negative 10 is less than 5 is true all the time, right? Because negative 10 is to the left of 0 and 5 is to the right of 0. So then that means if it's true, if you come up with an inequality that's true, then this means all real numbers are possible solutions. All real numbers are possible solutions. So that means whatever the value of the variable is, since it was already canceled, if this is 0, -1, +1, we can't write all the possibilities. Okay, but we're going to shade the entire number line. Yep, that's what we mean by um, infinitely many solutions. Remember getting that in solving equations? So this is the counterpart of infinitely many solutions in inequalities. When you graph it, you shade the entire number line. All right. So since we've seen something like that in solving equations, maybe you're wondering right now, well, miss, what if they don't get any solution? How does the graph look like? And how does the inequality look like? So that's what I'm going to show next. You have -4, 3n take away 1 is greater than -12n plus 5.2. So we distribute this guy again. So you get -4 times 3n is -12n. -4 times -1 will be +4. That's greater than -12n plus 5.2. And just by looking at this, you can kind of tell that, oh yeah, that's -12 and -12 n. When you're adding 4 only, would that result be bigger than when you add 5.2 to the same quantity? Well, let's see what happens. We can take away +12n, and as you can see, those will cancel out again, and you'll get constants. 4 is greater than 5.2, and we know that this is false. Okay, so if that's false, then that means no solution. So will you shade anything on the number line? No, you're not going to graph anything because no point or no number satisfies your inequality. So no solutions mean the solution set is empty or the graph is empty. Okay, so we've seen an inequality that has some solutions, right? And then an inequality with infinitely many solutions, and then another inequality with no solution at all. Okay, let's finish the last one so you can continue or you can start on your classwork for today. In your classwork for today, you'll do the same thing. You're gonna solve and graph. Okay, so the last one is 3 times 2a take away 1 is greater than or equal to 10a minus 11. So again, if you distribute this one, you get 6a minus 3 is greater than or equal to 10a minus 11. So if you take away minus 6a here so we can keep the a positive, we will get -3 greater than or equal to 4a minus 11. Let's add that 11 right there. So now what do we get? That's going to be 8, right? It's greater than or equal to 4a. But we're going to divide both sides by +4. And if you're dividing by a positive number, do not flip the inequality sign. You're going to keep it that way. So when you graph that, 0, 2, it's going to be a solid circle. And since it's pointing to the variable, you go to the left again. So when you write the inequality, it starts from -infinity and stops at 2. But there's an equal sign, so you're going to put a bracket. There you go. So this is an example of an inequality that has solutions. Yep. And the solutions are the numbers that are less than or equal to 2. Alrighty, so I think at this point you're ready to do your work. You can find your work over here There's 10 of them. You're gonna solve and graph on your notebook right there. But when you're done, you go to your Schoology page. Um, okay, it's gonna publish itself tomorrow, or what time is it? Okay, it's gonna publish itself when you are already in school. So you will see it here. It's solve and graph multi-step inequalities. That's where you're going to upload a picture of your work on your notebook. Um, yeah, I'm gonna edit this one because I copied this from another class. Okay, you're gonna show answers on your notebook. If you don't finish all in class, you can do the rest at home. But in order to receive credit, you have to upload work for at least numbers 1 through 5 before the period ends, and then you could just resubmit the other parts before the set due date. All right, so that's gonna be your classwork for today, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Have a great day.